All right, it's time to look for the money. Okay, remember, you have different types of money. You have strategic money, that's strategic investors. How do you find them? And then how do you approach them? Let's learn that. I'm Ken Rutkowski, Business Rockstars, KFWB News Talk 980. Emil, I've been messing up on your company's name because it has some symbol. It's got a symbol to it, right?
Yeah, exactly.
Get right into the microphone. Okay, so say it.
Voivoda Ventures.
Voivoda Ventures, which means what?
So Voivoda were revolutionaries when Bulgaria was occupied by the Ottoman Empire. They were the people that were kind of fighting against the Ottomans and trying to get independence for Bulgaria.
Wow.
And the reason we have that is because my family's from Bulgaria originally.
So it's got a lot of meaning. When you guys say it, it's like victory almost, right?
Exactly.
It's like Nike.
Exactly.
It is. So I asked the question earlier, strategic money. Because a dollar from anyone and a dollar from someone, it really does matter, right?
Oh yeah, definitely. I mean, I have a really good example of this. There was a company that we were leading the investment round for recently. We found them in St. Louis and we brought them out here. They'd already taken some funding in and they wanted a certain valuation, but there was several investors that wanted to get in on the round, but they didn't want that valuation. They wanted a lower valuation. The CEO was really reluctant, but I kind of took him aside and I told him.
I need to explain everything you just said. They wanted a lower valuation
Than
so
what
if,
the
So if
CEO
the company, let's just say the company's at $10 million, are you saying that he wanted an $8 million or a $5 million?
Yes, the investors did.
Okay, and the reason why they would want a lower value of the company, why?
They just felt that the company wasn't at the stage that the money they were asking for was,
so
was what
there's
it
a
was
clash going on now,
Exactly.
right?
It's always a negotiation.
So the founders think we're worth 10, the investors say you're worth 5. Where do you meet? Do you meet in the middle? What do you do?
Well, it really depends on the situation, but you got to look at what the investors are bringing to the table. So in this situation, the investors that were asking for the lower valuation, when they came to him, they also told him, if we get in on this deal, we'll also introduce you to these and these people that could become major clients for you, that could actually bring your company to the next level. And that's something he really had to think about, because I told him, think about it this way, you might be taking a 20% cut on your value right now, but in the future that might bring you like $100 million, $200 million, depending on what these people do. I mean, in this situation, he took the haircut on his valuation.
He took it. He was able to. He went down to lower valuation, so he could actually have more strategic type of relationships.
And as soon as he did that, he was introduced to a major client, and they went into negotiations.
But Emil, don't you think any investor should have that attitude anyhow, that once I put money into you, I'm going to introduce you to all the people to make my investment grow?
Yes, but you have to look for the investors that are actually capable to do this.
Okay.
And in addition to that, some of them might not be willing to put money in at that valuation. They're always willing to help out the company. Once they put their money in, they want to see it to succeed.
Okay, so how do I find those strategic investors?
Well, I mean, in LA, I think the easiest way, if you don't have any connections, is just going and applying to the angel networks at first, starting to go to the meetups that are all the startup meetups, the tech meetups. A lot of these people are typically at most of these events. If you go to a demo day for one of the local accelerators, you're bound to meet several VCs and probably 50 or 60 angels that are just at the event checking out what the next crop of offerings is.
What should I be armed with when I go to one of these events? Do I have a pitch deck? What should I be giving these people so they remember who you are, who they are, to stick out?
I mean, you need to have a 30-second pitch that can really grab their attention.
Okay.
Investors are being pulled from every direction pretty much. So you have to have something that really makes them remember you. It might be just a really explosive personality, but I wouldn't say bring a pitch deck. If you hand them a pitch deck, it's pretty much just paper that's going to go in the recycling bin. You have to, once you make the connection, you give them your business card, you get their information, start following up. Like as soon as the event's done, give them a call, send them an email, and start.
I think it's really important what you just said. If you give them a piece of paper, it probably will wind up in the trash. Even worse, if you give them a CD or a DVD, it probably will never be seen, right?
Exactly.
When was the last time you actually looked at somebody's CD that you met at a pitch fest?
You know, truthfully, I haven't even gotten a CD recently.
You haven't? Okay,
No.
I did. I'm going, really? You're giving me? I don't even think I have a CD player anymore. I mean, my laptops don't even have CDs anymore, right?
Yeah. Exactly.
So I was kind of lost on that. So once that individual's found the person they would love to get an investment from, right? That's strategic. Yeah. And they have met them, how should they follow up? Do they call? Do they email? Do they try to meet up with them again? How would somebody meet you if they wanted to get money out of you guys?
Well, typically the first step would be an email. Send them your pitch deck via email and try to set up a call there.
Okay.
If you don't get a response, wait a few days, follow up again.
How many emails do you get? Pitches a day do you get?
I'd say probably about 5, 10, somewhere around
A day. That's a lot of noise.
Yeah, exactly.
So how does somebody rise above all that noise?
Well, I mean, for us, we're very focused on the type of companies we invest in, which helps eliminate a lot of the people that are sending us information. We focus on what we have our own domain expertise in, what we know.
The
So,
B2B side, okay.
B2B side software. That's what my father made an exit with in his company. We have engineers that we work with that are able to evaluate what the software does and whether it's something real or whether they're kind of just
Flash in the pan.
yeah, exactly.
Okay.